Mirko, for those coming in, do you really expect to see a lot of, I guess, the unique heroes that we saw at MWI increase because that jungle has become more available?
The mid lane. In the last few years of MLBB, it almost seems like
match is already done.
Damage, so I wonder if they want to go for something else.
Yeah.
In terms of Nako, there's a lot.
happy with just one kill, but they decided we're going to go above and beyond. And now, unfortunately, that wasted 30-second angle that Arrow 404 was sitting up on that top side forward to try and unlock Subot has now failed, and now has put him significantly behind, because if you look at Boyat, he's already level 6 to Arrow 404's level 4.
Yeah, this is one of the things, again, where, you know, if you're able to go ahead and get these early starts into this game, the current meta that we're seeing, snowball potential can be quite insane, and you're talking about a 2,000+ gold lead already at this point, nearing that 4-minute mark. You're setting yourself up successfully here for Falcons meta. And across the board, too, Troll, again, one of the, I would say he's a prominent Cho player. This is probably his best, or one of his best picks that he brings to the table. It's what he kind of made a name for himself in their first international experiences. And, you know, now that you have this lead, you can take that chance. Try to set things up. Oh, Troll.
Speaking of setting things up, they already have the Wombo combo of a lifetime, but Troll, they don't have enough base damage to kill him just yet. Luckily, he is rocking the tank emblems, able to keep him alive for the time being. But for now, it just goes to show they're just getting stat checked early on in the game.
Stat check for now. Here's another.
Oh, now once again, getting the superconductor off of Boyet. Well-timed heavy spin. Now, this is a big issue that I'm seeing, right? Because Vamos, they've got a lot of Wombo combo tech. If Falcons, Mina, are in the right place at the right time, that heavy spin kind of counters everything. Same can be said about the final slash, the end. But the fact
to level gap that plays a part, of course, in the 50-50 for the retribution. It's not much of a 50-50 if you're too far down in this case. So now with this Lord being up, they got to go ahead and get in position. IG has constantly tried to face off against this double fighter lineup, but they're just kind of zoned out from everything. Nice little block there. Sunset Lover. Lord will be secured for Team Spirit.
And look at him go. If Zara doesn't he does get an MVP title for this one, it's a bit tough to complain because, man, he's kind of doing so much, and it's great to see that the rest of his team is able to become that strong foundation for them. No one's really overextending. Nobody is like making too many mistakes. And even on the Hiko side, I think he literally is having a gold lane experience as a fighter.
Which is weird, right? Because it's like, man, I don't know. I don't know if boxers are used to all this gold that he can work with, you know? And right now with Hiko charged up, he can lead that charge because his kind of a threat, just with the nature of the way Paquito works and how he packs such a punch, is deadly enough where then again, Zara Egoist on the Ling, you have kind of that freedom to just join the fight when everybody is pretty low in terms of health bars. You can go ahead and capitalize some kills. Sunset Lover, I'm surprised the Jushin hasn't been picked up as much, right? Even with her nerf a bit, she's still very valuable. Like this, I mean, you're able to go ahead and drag people back. You get the Ice Queen 1, you slow them down a bit. And now this Lord is going to charge in up the top side. Shields are popped top, mid, and bottom.
Oh, what a play coming in from Sunset Lover, taking advantage of the last hit on the stacks of the butterflies. Finds one and pulls him back. They try to get a little bit back. They have to move away. Oh my goodness, that was about to be absolutely nasty had it not been for flickers.
Yeah, if they did. Either way, let's take a look at the replay here brought to us by STC. Look at this move. This is why I was saying the Jushin, man, the value, the utility that she still brings to the table as a hero is insane. So you can force this fight into this. Yes, none of the base turrets went down, but look at the lead that Team Spirit has.
Dude, that's such a good idea as well. I was paying attention to the butterfly stacks, but Sunset Lover does not miss a beat here. And as we were mentioning, oh wait, no, this should be a pretty good fight. Sunset Lover finds Jay as Diablo backs their way up, and there's just too much damage to deal with. The lead is so gigantic as we get closer to the GG number of 10K.
Did they nerf that right? No.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking about right now.
Did it change much? Because, my goodness, it doesn't seem like they able to get away. Oh, Sunset Lover quite low?
No, the Minoan Fury is good, but now Zara Egoist is basically unstoppable. Everybody doesn't have the base damage to actually deal with him, and now they're going to be taking literally everything away. This is their timer. As long as they don't make a mistake, DS should find an endgame scenario in the next minute or so.
Massive lead, 11,000 up plus.
Oh my lord!
Look at the difference across the economy here for Team Spirit against IG. This is not looking good at all in game one. Again, we're just approaching the 12-minute mark, but it feels like for IG, they've just been kind of trying to buckle up in this game and taken for a ride.
I think IG were not prepared to deal with TS and their double fighter shenanigans here. And not to mention how polished it really is. It makes you wonder, had they just gotten rid of a couple of other picks? Maybe if they got rid of, I want to say Minotaur, but I think the Jushin is a lot worse.
Yeah, maybe the Jushin right now, this is... I mean, I'd say, do they want to contest? No, you don't. When you're down this much, just let the Lord go in the hands of TS. Get ready to somehow defend. But the bad part of this is 2 of your base turrets already gone. You're down at this much gold, so your fighting prowess is pretty much non-existent right now. And even your tankier members, your tankier heroes are getting shredded down. I mean, even if Diablo tries to get in that front line, the risk of that is he's just going to get dragged through by Sunset Lover, like we've seen. And so you have to be able to buckle in on this one, because this defense, as crucial as it is, it's very dire for them. The Lord is going to make its way down mid.
It really is, and I think there's a way for the entire team. If they can just zone out specifically CS, then I think they have an opportunity. But here comes the conceal. They're going to take their time. The kick, it's good. It lands on the correct target, and the Known Fury is going to be taken away. They tried to turn this around, but Zara Ego is able to find one as Hiko kills Jay. And at this point, the base is already done for. A good idea, however, executed just a little late and no way to delay those waves.
Such a clean performance from Team Spirit, a clean game. Again, I think a lot of people are wondering, this version of Team Spirit coming through in this MSC 2026 at EWC, man, how he might have wanted that here. On the turret?
I don't know. He probably would have wanted the Way of the Dragon. It would be nice if he had it, but Nako still has Purify, so it doesn't really matter. Very surprising to see that despite Nako not exactly having the greatest of matchups into this Bruno, that he usually, Bruno usually is the one who takes down the first turret. This time, it's Natko.
And Natko's up 700-ish gold, almost to the 700 point, right? This is, again, one of those cases where you see a lot of gold laners, they just kind of sit in their lane, they do their thing, they get farmed up. I call it the gold lane experience. And for a Claude especially, you want to hit that power spike, right? Those 3 items. Bruno hits it a little bit faster because of just the nature of the hero. But, right now, both gold laners are set off in a really good momentum in their own. This is Zeke actually looking for a potential pick, but not going to happen. Now, Natko can just go ahead and switch over sides and continue to farm up.
I think what you meant was actually Claude's the one who gets it faster. His items are significantly cheaper compared to like Berserker's Furies and Haas Claws, right? Coming in from Sano. So the fact that we're seeing Natko already doing so well, oh boy, this is dangerous. Final Slash coming through and Zeke getting Wombo combo to the ground. But let's see whether Falcons can reach for a little bit more. They decide not to after using 4 ulti and they back away.
Okay, so no flicker burned. It looks like Falcons Mena. Do they still want to put some pressure here, Troll?
They're trying to call it. I think that at least for Trolls, it shouldn't be anywhere close. I'm not 100% sure. This Coffin definitely can.
Fighting for space.
Already, spatial migration is good. Now into the Blazing Dew. And Nako somehow is the one who actually takes away this turtle. And now they're on to Boyette. A double kill for Nako so far. And they're not done. Do they have the Fatal Links actually pulled? They've delayed enough time. And Sanji, unfortunately, cannot outplay into 4 members.
Okay, the firepower seems to be there for Vamos. They get the turtle. They're looking for more fights, potentially here.
Ooh, and now underneath the turret, stolen Fatal Links on towards Nako, but it doesn't matter. He has Purify, gets out of there quick, and now, in fast succession, from that bot tier 1, they've taken away the purple buff. They've taken away the mid turret on top of defending their own jungle.
Vamos is taking a whole lot, man. I mean, think about it. Just minutes ago, you have that 2,000 gold lead for Falcons Mena, and it's changed so quickly. The pendulum has now swung over to Vamos. They're knocking down tier 1 turrets now, taking what they can to set themselves up for that first Lord here in about a minute. Looking at the items coming into place. Again, look at the lead between the gold lane.
Yeah, it's actually kind of ridiculous. I'm not 100% sure. I think maybe 1 recall is what I spotted out in the laning phase, but then after that, not 100% sure how badly it went for him. But it's great for Nako. Like, this is the gold lane experience that every gold laner prays for. Let's look at the gold distribution for a deeper look. Oh, wait, hold on. Immediately, we find a pick off the support side. The Fatal Links eye catches onto 3. Heavy spin from Boyette. It's good. They're thinking about it. The combos are just too much. Sanji able to find it into 1 more. They need to get the last 2, but Clockwind and Echo have lost their front line. Beautiful train.
What happened to Vamos' positioning on the map, man? I mean, again, we were just kind of talking about how they had this lead. Let's take a look at the replay here. once again, they just catch out Sapat. The rest of the team gets, they got heavy spun on, man. That's what happened.
Big heavy spin, no way to kind of buffer the spatial migration, and worse yet, it was literally at the edge of the mid lane wall. So a little unlucky, I think. Vamos, no sweat to break, but it kind of evens out the gold.
Yeah, that's essentially brought it to an even game for this first Lord now, as both teams fought for position. If you want to look at the upper hand for Vamos, it's they've got a couple extra turrets down, right? So they got a little bit more space to work with on the map. But Lord, and the fact that you also have Nakai in the hands of Boyet, and you have this kind of tanky front line to deal with this, you could potentially set things up off of your own initiation, depending on what Cuffin decides to do with the Fatal Links. He's got his own, so they're going to take their time with this.
Oh, look at this. Even Cuffin, Troll is looking for a flank angle. He's sitting around the purple buff, and the rest of the Falcons are actually dancing around this Lord. They don't actually want to take it. They just want to open it up. Fatal Links into one so far, right into the spatial migration. It's great, but that's already two fat ults already gone. And I'm not sure whether Air 404 is going to get it back up in time if Falcons do decide to rush this.
Yeah, it looks like they want to. It's half health on this Lord. Troll still trying to zone out here.
Oh, the way the Dragon already good. Fatal. Oh, wait, Air 404 gets pushed out of it, but he's still with a spatial migration, gets the Lord in time. Sano in the back line gets caught by Natco, and by then, this fight is already over. They chase the last remaining members, and even with a lightning Truncheon, it might just not be good enough. Cuffin, no more ways to dash. Zeke kills him, and now the score is 9-8.
Wow, what a fight from Vamos. Not only were the Lord secured by Arrow 404, but you gotta give it to Sabat, man. He zoned out the proper members from Team Falcons. Natco followed through after that. You're gonna look at the replay here. Keep an eye on this setup. Again, Lord is secured, even amidst all of this. But then where Sabat goes, he even burns the flicker, zones out Sano. So much of your damage profile is gone there. Natco was sticking to him, and that's how he's capitalizing on the kills.
What I'm most surprised of the fact that they were able to steal the Lord. Like, everything that could have gone right for Falcons was already in the mix of this piece of bread that they were trying to bake, but unfortunately overcooked. And now Natco getting attacked by the epic spin. Luckily, the Winds of Nature keeps him alive long enough where the Dragon's going to kick him down, but the rest of the team can't seem to finish it off. Sanji gets him at the very end. Now Clockman finds the trade. Subpot gets them back, and with the damage dealers gone, this allows Vamos a free in on the attack. Stolen Fatal Links onto 3, but Cuffin can only do so much before he dies. Subpot takes him out, and it's over. Sano takes out one, and this might be it. Sano finally is skilled just enough with no ults and nothing left. That should be it for Vamos.
Ooh, did it cost them though, Gideon? I mean, they lost that base turret. It's a good thing. Oh, are they going to chase down Air 404?
They can punish this. Yup, into the Violent Requiem. Sano forgot the alt timers.
All right. It was going so well until it wasn't, man. I mean, Sano had the space to work with. Like you mentioned, he hit that power spike where he's actually being able to do some damage. Again, he was, what, 2,000-3,000 gold behind at Natco, and, you know, that's really what they had to lean on. So, yeah, he's still quite behind, but he's starting to at least do some damage. The problem is in that fight, you know, Vamos lost Natco, but they have enough damage to actually pull through the fight, enough kind of durability to still duke it out, and that's also partly due to the lead that they have. Oh,
Fatal Links onto one so far. They haven't forced this. Sanji is able to get a really good final slash, but doesn't get that backline. Sanji has no way to reset. Tries to get out of the fight, but it's too late. Lapu's in the wakes, and now the heavy spin, unfortunately, can't do much about the scenario. What a catch here, and a lot of battle spells just gone.
Yep, that was the mark. Troll found the mark. Purify wasn't available because it was used in the last team fight that they had trying to defend the base, so they knew right to go for Natco. They took him out. Essentially, what does that do? It buys more time for Falcons Mena to kind of get back into this game. They've whittled down a gold lead a little bit, but essentially it's, if they can find a pickoff, sometimes it might even be popping that Purify, you know? And that might be the case. If you can get these battle spells down, then your game plan for Team Falcons can be executed faster or better. And that's what Troll has been trying to do here. Now this Lord is up. Second one of the game. Troll's going to zone out Clockun.
They've already used spatial migration at this point. How are they going to close the distance? The backline needs to get zoned out. Safa jumps in with the bravest fighter, but they're immediately focusing their energy onto Sanji. 50-50 here. Who's going to get it? Safa flickers forward onto Sano. Blazing Duet as well. Right onto Cuffin. Stolen Fatal Links pulls him away, but that Lord falls into the hands of Clockun as they clean up the rest of Falcons, who have to run back and defend the base.
Oh man, again, Team Falcons, it looked like they didn't know exactly how to execute the team fight there. And you know, if Sano is just zoned out the whole time by Sapat, what are you going to be able to do there with your damage? But right now, base turret in the mid will go down.
Oh, now trying to make this play. Clock even flickering forward and trying to make the wobble combo. Cuffin goes down, and now nobody can clear the wave in time. Sanji, he has an opportunity. He's back up with Troll. They're looking to clear these minions as soon as possible. He's thinking about it, but he needs the help. Final Slash comes on through, but how long can you sustain before it all turns black? Vamos closes out the game 18 to 11. I'm not gonna lie now, Naisu. I see Vamos as these young guns, but this is the first time I've seen them so eager to win.
Yeah, this was a game that they knew they wanted to cap out as soon as they saw the light at the end of the tunnel. For game one, anyway. You know, it was very quick with how they shifted things in their favor. They adjusted their fighting prowess around the objectives, and that was the main thing. They also really excelled on punishing some positioning mistakes that were there for Team Falcon's meta. But again, game one, it's only day one here, the group stage for wildcard, you know, or for MSC. You have a lot of things that can be adjusted from this as we take a look at the replay here.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think there were a couple of missed moments from Vamos, right? Their over-eagerness did eventually cost them some pretty big timers. Like the Winds of Nature that was early purchased by Natco after the Trinity. For the early game, obviously they had some sort of a plan. Unfortunately, wasn't able to execute it perfectly, but they always managed to kind of push.
These guys, they are the junglers. They will take all the creeps on the map, get power up, and come for objectives like this is Turtle Lord. Like the monsters they will be killing, then they will be the main source of gold. So jungling competitors are these two from opponent on one side. These are EXP one lane players. The other lane players are these two. These are the tanks who will be the frontliners.
Okay.
You have to do the frontliner, you have to take damage no matter what, because other people will be backing you.
Okay.
These are the mage. Mage's role is to capture the mid lane and go along with the tank wherever you want.
Okay.
Tank will go and gank the lane. Like if they want to kill this guy, tank and mage will go and kill. Hypers, this jungler's role is to be overall full map he should be rotating to help anyone in need. So that's the entire game about. But objective main thing is you have to destroy towers and end the base. Here you can see they have destroyed this tower, but the opponent didn't destroy any tower, so they are in advantage. The blue team is in advantage because they took one red tower. And they are contesting
the agenda. I think that's the really beautiful thing from both of these teams.
Yeah, again, fighting around objectives was the main thing for both the compositions that were brought to the table. But I think a big part of this, you know, you mentioned it, Claude, the power spike that he was able to hit faster than the Bruno, but also just the amount of lead that he had. And being able to follow someone like Sapat on that Lapu Lapu really gave you the space to just do so many things. And again, looking at these highlights, especially this team fight, Team Falcon's meta had the idea they had to get rid of Natco, they had to pop the Purify, they had to get him out of the picture, but even then I feel like they were just not able to go toe-to-toe in terms of team fighting, even if they got Natco out of the picture.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the hard stat check, you know? You can't keep up with somebody who's got more items than you. They're naturally going to beat you if they have more numbers. But I think that Falcons have some really good ideas, and Vamos is not invincible. This over-eagerness to try and, hey, we can win this fight, I'm going to start things up, is not invincible. This over-eagerness to try and, hey, we can win this fight, I'm going to start things up, you guys have to follow up, and unfortunately, to sucker punch you when you're not looking.
Yeah, one of the things here, that's game one, we're going to be throwing
to be ready for that, you know? They're a team that maybe wants to fight, and they're not going to be able to force it out of Team Spirit here.
Another expanding cloud pick up for the map. Ooh, okay. So I think this is where we can really get to see some more aggression again. The Flying Cloud being the last one, we really didn't get to see it. It seemed like...
Get one? Pretty sure it lost earlier still.
Yeah.
But I kind of like that answer.
We don't need to ban meta picks. We just got to ban the picks that you know how to play.
Talk to me about the Eudora. You were excited about that. You got a little...
back and forth. I thought Vamos was going to go ahead and disengage after that. They end up going for it again. So Falcons meta ends up capitalizing a couple kills. That's better for them than it would have been, but still, what a bloodbath it's been. Lord's coming up in 10. Both teams showcasing they just want to fight it out. This Throne of Ruin initiation able to go ahead and take out Natco. delaying them a little bit more was crucial here for Falcons men.
Man, that was definitely a never back down, never what moment. Both sides just refusing to let the kill score get anywhere past them. 1.4K, no big deal. But if they get one more kill than us, nah, we're gonna throw everything and see whether it sticks. Wait, Troll actually spots him up. Can they actually intercept this? I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to be able to. I think they just have that vision on him again, trying to keep tabs on Air 4. Mind you, he has not died. Look at this.
Oh man, it's gonna be Bruiser, Harley, and finally some damage, and that's the third item with the Divine Glaive. Let's see how they play this out, because Air 404 is definitely going to be damage, and that's the third item with the Divine Glaive. Let's see how they play this out, because Air 404 is definitely going to be able to get that Lord first. Considering the positions of Falcons, like, they've got a widespread net, but they also understand the main damage dealers just don't have enough stats to finish the job.
I just can't picture that brute force breastplate under that wizard robe, man. He's like, I can't be getting all these hits.
How much you want to bet it's underneath the hat?
Probably is for some odd reason, right? So Lord secured, it's going to be marching its way with Vamos here in just a bit. But that's something that Falcons men can go ahead and defend against. They have to be able to go ahead and clear this out. Do they have decent clear? I think that's the big question. When you look at the heroes they have, how long can they clear out ways and defend? Maybe this one's fine. You know, first Lord push, they will lose some tier 2 turrets. But ultimately, defending in the base, is this a composition to actually capitalize on that?
Really, it is, and I think the only one who has decent wave clear in the later stages has to be Sano, but that's a big risk. He's melee, right? So if he goes up to touch that wave, Famos is looking to capitalize on that wave. Wow, how did Troll get there? Why is Troll sitting in the mid lane here? He's got a bit of a flank. He's trying to make it happen. Conceal. He finds it. Nakto's head. Throw the rune onto 4 straight into the descent of Valkyries, and now the backline's getting attacked. Arrow 4 forward, looking to shot up. He's trying to make it happen. Conceal. He finds it. Nakto's head. Throw the rune onto 4 straight into the descent of Valkyries, and now the backline's getting attacked. Arrow 4 forward, looking to try and get something underneath the Vamos banner. 10 to 10, and now it might be 11 to 10. Here's Boyette finds Safat.
Hey, Troll does it again, man. Troll goes off on an angle you wouldn't see.
Oh my
With
goodness.
the conceal as well. Finding not go again. You know, there is no go away from me if it's Troll's show.
Dude, Troll, he is a sniper here. He is just finding crazy angles. And for now, I would say that these two teams, the power of friendship is strong in both.
Yeah, right now too. Lord was... We got a chance to go ahead and call the games during the wild card, you know. And that's also partly due to the lead that they have.
Okay, Links onto one so far. They haven't forced this. Sanji is able to get a
Rotate down to the bot here.
They want this, right? Initially done for.
Yeah. No, I mean...
Very surprising to see. Named
Okay, before last
fighter, but they're immediately focusing their energy onto Sanji. 50-50 here. Who's gonna get it? Sapafika's forward onto Sano, blazing duet as well. Right onto Coffin. Stolen Fatal Links pulls him away, but that Lord falls into the hands of Lachlan as they clean up the rest of Falcons, who have to run back and defend the base. Sapafika's forward.
Well, let me.
Fighter, but they're
If the Lord is in between, both teams,
yeah.
they fight with the Lord.
Yeah, Lord will keep on attacking you, but main thing is you have to kill the opponent's jungler because this spell is there, na. This spell is the last hope for getting Lord. If you click this spell, that much health will be gone from the Lord.
Okay.
Wait, I will tell you how it happens. If I open the game, you will. Because that is the main thing, that's the main role of jungler, to take creeps, I told, na? To take the monsters and creeps, that's the main thing. So, this guy is also having a spell, this guy is also having the spell. See, this is on cooldown. The other guy used already. So, these guys are keeping because they have to take the Lord. I will tell you.
Lord को इसी spell से ले सकते हैं.
Spell से ले सकते हैं.
Okay.
Not like, if you click, you will not get like that. If you have to click at the right time. See.
Okay, at the
See, I am taking this
like
guy.
10 HP is remaining of the Lord.
Yeah, like
Then
it.
do
Yeah,
that
you got
spell
it.
and
Yeah, you got
the
it.
last attack must be that spell. Who do this?
You got it. Actually, see, this is the retribution spell. This spell is something else. Some useless spell. Computer is there, so you took like that. Now see, this spell is there, na. This is Lord. In practice, simply it will come Lord will come, Turtle will come, but at a real game only one will come at it. Early game turtle will come 3 times. In late game Lord will start coming. See, this thing spell is there na. It can take 1350 HP of the Lord. But Lord's HP is 15,006, not 4.
Okay.
So now if you keep like this na, it's useless and your skill is on cooldown. So enemy has an advantage, right?
Okay.
So they will keep until the last moment, they will keep track of that number. Once that number comes, you have to click. Then you will get the Lord.
Okay, matlab
See,
the
Immediately focusing their energy onto Sanji. 50-50 here. Who's gonna get it? Some buffers forward onto Sano. Blazing duet as well. Right onto Coffin. Stole here. Who's
correctly they clicked wrong. Both of them clicked. Let's see.
gonna get it? Some buffers forward onto Sano. Blazing
He didn't click because he's here. That guy is here, okay? The other guy,
duet as
someone.
well.
Okay, no one clicked. They were focusing on fight too much. The other teammate got the lot. See, other teammate got the lot by using skill.
okay.
They didn't, both of them missed the red.
So कोई और spell से भी they can take.
No, only this spell is for taking the monster, but
okay.
both of them didn't click.
If you kill the Lord, then without this spell, then the Lord will die.
No, still Lord is for the team support. Na? Whoever takes the Lord gets the team support. But both of them in the heat of the moment didn't click at all.
Okay.
See,
Right onto Coffin. Stolen fatally.
that is special because that
This
is
is
a
just-
guarantee thing na, that you will get the Lord.
Okay.
If you don't get stunned or anything, the enemy can stun you also. Some characters will stun you so that you don't click the spell. Spell will be blocked. So you have to play properly.
Like basically
You have to dodge the stuns and
this
then.
spell मान ले it's take 1000 HP.
This is the main role in the game. Jungling is the main role. You will get powerful as you take the creeps and engage the fight. Roaming is the next powerful thing.
Okay, let me play the game.
Yeah, you see how it's.
What is this?
This is ultimate. In this ultimate for this guy, second skill you can spam. Wait, I will show you. Once I show you, you can do. No CD. I will keep no CD for this guy's hero skill is main essence of this game is you keep and play. You don't auto click. Auto click means it will go anywhere. Okay, you have to keep where you want. In real time, enemy will be coming from here, so you have to keep like this and go. If you click automatic, it will go in and you will die. They will kill you.
Okay.
So like that. Ultimate is for this guy. Ultimate is 4 spots. So you can spam the spot 1, 2, 3, 4. You can spam the second skill. Usually it takes only one time you use this energy will go. You can't use again.
This is great.
See, this is the real time. See, no CD if I keep. See, this is the real time. 3 seconds loading, na? And see the mana it's taking. You don't have mana after this. See, no mana for these 2 skills. If you get mana only you can use. But in ultimate powerful thing is, see, mana restore, mana restore, mana restore. So you can spam 2-4 things. This hero is like that.
45 times. Or what is this?
That is wall skill. You can run on the walls wherever you want. You can keep flying over the map.
Okay.
This guy is actually good. So that is tower damage. If you go without minions, this is the minion. So, okay, no minions are there because it's practice. Minions will come like this. 3 minions one time they will come.
Okay.
After minion go in only you have to push. If you push at your own health, you will die like
Okay, basically you dash there or
this is it game has like 133 heroes. This is one of the hero. So you have many players.
how to kill the tower.
That's what in this thing minions are not there. You can't kill. You will die if you go. I will give you AI match you play. You will get a thing over.
Pulls him away, but that Lord falls into the hands of Clawcun as they clean up the rest of Falcons who have to run back and defend the base.
Oh man, again, Team Falcons, it looked like they didn't know exactly how to execute the team fight there. And you know, if Sal is just zoned out the whole time by Sabat, what are you going to be able to do there with your damage? But right now, base turret in the mid will go down.
Oh, now trying to make this play. Hawken even flickering forward and trying to make the wall, but Cobble Cuffin goes down, and now nobody can clear the wave in time. Sanji, he has an opportunity. He's back up with Troll. They're looking to clear these minions as soon as possible. He's thinking about it, but he needs the help. Final Slash comes on through, but how long can you sustain before it all turns black? Vamos closes out the game 18.
Better for Team Falcon's meta that they were able to go ahead and stop that push from happening. They do maintain the tier 2 mid turret for now, but off of that, again, leading into this next objective is where they want to go ahead and focus on. A Winter Crown is picked up. Sanji has been doing a phenomenal job on the Alice, man. He's been able to set up Troll again on the hunt.
டேய் சும்மாடா உள்ள இருக்க இப்ப நான் விளையாடல இல்ல ஏஐக்குடா என்னோட ஃப்ரெண்டு விளையாட கேட்டிருக்கான் அதனால ஏஐக்கு போட்டாரு நான் இப்ப விளையாடல சரி ஓகேவா
Which language is speaking?
Tamil.
Man, they find an insta-kill, and Nako just disappears into dust as Clockwind is the only damage there next to the Blade of Tempest, which you haven't seen me use yet. Era 4-4, he was too busy clearing those waves, and it's forcing Falcons to make a choice. There's no wave to deal with right now, and they might lose an inhibitor on bot side for nothing. All for this purple buff.
Okay, choke out what you can. Continue to find Natko. Vamos has to do something about this. They can't just let Troll continue on coming off from that backside and just kicking Natko. When you lose your gold laner like that, your damage is really expended. Yes, you still have a Ling. Yeah, you still have the Eudora for that magical damage there. But man, losing the Melissa, especially if you're supposed to be popping out all of that damage in these team fights, it's a big problem to deal with. And Troll's been just everywhere. When you don't even expect him, he's just giving information like this to the rest of the team.
Yeah, they got to bring those phones closer to their eyes, unfortunately. It's really tough to see the conceal, especially when you're so close to a wall. It just looks like just a moving shadow. Era 4-4 losing 50% of his HP. Not great. He needs to heal back up by auto-attacking.
They want to blitz.
Oh, here comes Throne Ruin. They want Blade Tempest already comes up, and they called it with a flicker. Era 4 does fine. At least the Lord, but Nako, he's able to start kiting them out. This was Ruin only connecting onto one, but Sunset Lover is looking to respond. With max stacks on those butterflies, Sawo finds the kick in a perfect angle on top of the glue. Jay should explode here, but he's got nobody to jump on, and Sawo just makes it out with a sliver of health. CS takes him out, and now Hirara looking for an opportunity, but unfortunately just ain't enough, and even flickering forward with the Daytona's welcome. Kid Papa trying to get the trade, misses out at the very end. Unlucky for Team Spirit, but it's not over apparently. Jay decided to take matters into his own hands.
Okay, I understand what Jay was doing there. They had a whole lot happen for IG in that team fight. They really punished. Oh, Calvin. Okay. He survives, stays alive, turtle secure. That's what matters. But again, going back to that fight, it just seemed like Team Spirit was actually not in connection. You know, like they were all going in at different times. They got kind of caught in a bad position, and it was great to see IG punish that. But then, of course, you know, they need to continue building up on that. And that's why I was saying, you know, playing into their cards here, they got many options to play with. There's a kick once again.
Oh, it looks good now. Okay, Throne of Ruin comes down through. Sawo is in a lot of trouble here. Forces out the conceal. Even Diablo is going to cut him off eventually. He should die, but no, it doesn't seem to be. Kelvin finally finishes him off. Black Shoes has been called as well. These fights are slow and painful, but that's exactly what both sides want.
Yeah, right now too, CS has been able to go ahead and farm up on this Brody. It's going to be a big part of it. You know, earlier on he had the Blade of Hep C's. He was actually able to do some decent damage just with that one item, but of course, you know, getting those marks off and then that torn apart memory, he's got a lot of space that he could work with depending on how the team sets a fight up. But that's, I guess the biggest part of that is where does Diablo land with his Throne of Ruin? Is he going to be able to gleam on the right targets? Because like in the last one, again, whether you hit 1 or 3 members, that changes a big part of the team fight, you know? And so now these battle spells are coming back online here for Team Spirit. Same for IG. You still got about a minute for that flicker to be available. And, you know, the flicker isn't always needed for an Alice to get that setup that you're kind of looking to see. But nonetheless, it's better if you have it. You cover more distance, you know, and you can can surprise Team Spirit from that. So right now they're just kind of staunching the bleeding here. There's a kick.
Oh, it's so good, but do they have enough damage? Unfortunately, not enough. Blade Tempest is already out, attacking Hirara and even using the Finch Poise, thinking about chasing, but Kevin decides not to. Sees Kid Bomba and Sunset Lover and has decided, I'm out. I'm done with this. Even Diablo and Roy just making sure that the rotations are slow so that the reinforcements don't come in time.
This is an opening, though, for Team Spirit to go ahead and take this turtle. Retribution still not available for 15 seconds, so this should just be an easy turtle to take.
Oh, Throne Ruin coming in, and now the descent with Valkyries as Hiko's thinking about who he needs to be on top of. For now, Jay able to at least get one with the help of CS. Are they not going to punish this? I'm expecting a punish here, but Sabo going to go for a completely different target as Diablo is dead. Hiko takes out CS, and can they? No, didn't see it, but Roy will pray so hard. Like, how do you get rid of this Freya continuously walking in your face? Kevin is going to try. Oh my god, he's about to get Sunset Love. Finch Poise gets him. He might actually outplay this, and he does. He gets on out of there just in time.
That's what we need to see from a Ling if it's picked up. Great play and movement there from Kelvin. And yes, Team Spirit was able to get a couple kills in the hands again of Hiko. But you gotta keep this Ling scaling up. You gotta build that snowball.
That was some hot stuff. I mean, he just purchased the Haas Claw, and all of a sudden now he can enter in and out of the fight, especially if the rest of the members of Team Spirit just don't look at him for half a second, right? Because the fight begins, they start this huge engagement right into the center of the turtle pit. The worst part about it is that Zara Egoist didn't take any of that damage. That's why it's so difficult to kind of get past the anchors of Sunset Lover, because even if you do commit, that's a lot of HP to cut through.
Yep, looked like there was an initiation here in the mid lane. They're going!
Counter initiation even better as they find it. Ignite might have just cracked it open as Team Spirit have already lost 3 of their members in this fight. Mid Tier 1 going to collapse.
Wow, that was a big fight. I wonder if we're going to get a chance to go in and see how exactly that all started. But again, off of it, Tier 1, Tier 2 falling now in the mid lane. IG, this is the ignition they needed, man. Ignite Gaming finds it. They open up the map a little bit more. 13 seconds away from the Lord. Here's the replay brought to you by STC. This is where it started. Kelvin, again, this damage that he has off of a couple item pickups already showing, and then a good follow through with the Alice from Diablo here to make sure they won that fight in the mid. Now Lord is up.
At this stage, unless Zara has a lot of Sky Piercer stacks, it's going to be hard, but here we go. Blade Tempest early on, early retribution. Oh my goodness, thank goodness. They find it, Hiko takes out Roy, and now Roy takes out Kelvin. It's just a chain reaction, but nobody can get on top of this Brody, and they're able to pull through. He turns it around, Hiko, triple kill. Gets, oh man, Zara takes away the potential maniac here, but man, what a full team wipeout.
A triple kill for Hiko. He's off to it again here in this iteration of MSC at EWC 2026. Yes, they got the Lord. Lord was secured here, but look at the team fight. This was set up for success, but then it all fell apart because of the way that you position yourself around the map. Beacon coming in clutch here, giving that opportunity for Hiko.
The timing that Sunset Lover just gets the purchase of the Ice Queen wand came in clutch. All of a sudden, IG realized, whoa, we're not keeping up with them as much as we are. And now Sunset Lover's in trouble. Blade Tempest forcing out the flicker, but Kevin, he's looking for anybody at this point. He wants battle spells. He'll sniff blood in the water.
Kelvin is mad, man. He knows that shouldn't have happened after that Lord secure. So essentially, what does it result to? You know, this Lord that they were able to take, it doesn't really get much for them. They're back to square one, but that's not too bad if you're IG, because you needed to go ahead and get yourself settled into this game, build up on that Brody. You can see it. He's got the Sky Piercer, Blade of Hepsies, which he had the first item, Malefic Gun now locked in too. He's able to get that little bit of extra range to work with, which is pivotal for them to win these fights, because as we're seeing, Hiko's a problem, man. Someone's got to shut him down, and he has been sticking to the right targets. And if it's not CS, because CS has movement to work with, he's right on Roy. He's going for Kelvin. You know, he's able to go ahead and be that nuisance, especially when he has the flicker available. You know, you think you get away from the Freya, the next thing you know, she's flying forward to you.
Yeah, it's just a lot of handle, if I'm being perfectly honest. Oh, Sawo, he sees this. Luckily, isn't able to knock Kevin off this wall. Roy's got to be really careful because he's going to be the most reliable source of damage. Only second to CS, and that purple buff is going to get taken away. Now they're initiating Throne of Ruin. Just to disengage. Kibama, does he want to punish this, though? Won't commit with the Daytona's welcome. They all split. Now, back to the lane management.
Tier 2 turret gonna fall up top. Another jungler battle here. Kelvin, no buffs, but he will be able to go ahead and survive. Doesn't need to go ahead and use the ultimate either, so keeps that. Will grab his orange, and this is just Team Spirit playing pressure in their side of the jungle against IG. You know, if you're IG, you kind of want to get them out of that space. You know, you don't want to get too far caught up because, again, with the Jushin or the kick available for Sawo, it's like, you know, any overstep, you could get thrown in this fight, and you're going to end up burning the flickers and everything else, which are pivotal for the next Lord fight up here in 10.
Oh.
They're testing the waters here.
Yeah, and I think that's exactly what they need to do. As scary as it is to put your foot over no man's land, praying that you don't get shot whenever you lift your head up in the trenches, I think that somebody has to be brave enough to try and bait that reaction from the side of Team Spirit. And so far, in a lot of these scenarios, Team Spirit has been very cool, calm, and collected.
Oh, this is going to be started up really quickly. Kelvin thought he'd go back to base, but there is a bit of a push up here, too. Now mid lane. Look at the positioning of Sawo as well. Oh, CS is gone.
They picked him off, and now IG can't contest this no longer. Diablo, he's trying to get on out of there, but it's too late. He goes here, and he's here to destroy, demolishing the entire backline. Double kill already.
This feels a whole lot Hiko Mania, man. I mean, he had 9-0 and 3 on a Freya.
It's ridiculous. And I mean, it was Bruno initially, and now it's this Valkyrie, and it's so scary to see Spirit in this almost psychopathic mentality, right? Like nothing seems to be phasing them. We're not getting much reactions from these guys as well, yet they are playing like absolute machines. Sawo knows, right?
Sawo knows. He knows Kelvin's there. I would assume so, unless, again, buff is not available, so maybe they just think it was stolen and Kelvin is elsewhere. But now they'll start to make a move across the map here. Team Spirit has that advantage. I mean, turret-wise as well. They've opened things up a little bit further. They're going to try to cut that wave up top to keep it from pushing as the Lord makes its way up top side. But Kelvin's still there, so right now he's going to work on it. Again, he should be able to clear this out pretty quickly, but you can see two members, Team Spirit, Sawo and Zariguis, they're here.
Oh, good Finch Boys coming in from Kelvin. Good reaction time just to buy a little bit of space for the team to just breathe for a moment, look at the map, and now simultaneously these waves are not going to be able to crash in at the same time, but at the very least they can delay it and then hit them one by one, minimize the structural damage overall.
Yep. He's going to go ahead and cut that mid wave again. So good usage. Again, this is what you expect with the Ling. Look who's on him, though. Zariguis.
I don't think that this is something that Zar should try for, not without help, or at least a single bit of CC. Look at how mobile they are as they're looking to steal away another purple buff.
Yeah, this is one of the things, though. They can't really knock down these turrets easily without getting in range. One of the disadvantages of not having that traditional marksman that you're used to seeing. So even with that Lord, they'll do a little bit of damage to the base turret up top, but essentially not able to start taking them down. So IG, they're still okay. I mean, I know this is a 4,000 gold lead for TS, but IG, based on their team composition, might have a chance to go ahead and win a big team fight, play the map. Kelvin is doing exactly what he needs to do on the Ling.
He's finding that space. He's buying that time. We're already 16 minutes in, and probably not exactly where Team Spirit was hoping to be. Oh, he just got off the Finch Poise. He's in trouble right now. He's got the Bladed Tempest here, but the question is which direction to go. He tried to outplay it, but unfortunately, it's just too much damage for him to handle. And now the rest of the team might just be in some trouble as the way the dragon has already been used. They're trying to pull him away, and now they pull him right in front of Roy. He doesn't get it off in time, and the rest of the team is now in some huge trouble. As Team Spirit, they're gonna let Hiko die for this? Nah, they just want to punish Jay. That should be it. That should be an inhibitor turret, unless they can stop this. And they hit it. I mean, what can they do at this point? Under tower, they literally can absorb all the damage.
They're gonna chase down Diablo too. They're gonna whittle him down enough. They got a mid-wave push here. TS looking to cap out a game.
They're gonna be able. They might actually. No, wait, hold on. Roy, how long until he's come back up? I have no idea. Now, apparently, his Eternal Black Shoes as Diablo get kicks out, and that is going to be it. Look, Kevin, does he have it? Retribution, anybody to try and clear that wave, and manages to do it in time.
Oh, Kelvin will keep them in the game for now. IG buying themselves a chance, but the Lord is up, and Team Spirit will make their way forward. Yeah, the purple buff's going to be taken, but based on what we just saw in that team fight, that misplay from IG, Team Spirit will get themselves this Lord and get ready to go ahead and once again get towards the base of IG, capping out potentially this series.
Yeah, but now the rest of the team is actually scaling some real damage here from the side of Ignite Gaming. The only problem is whether they can consistently peel Hiko, and that's the big issue. There's so much CC across the board that splits them apart.
Here's the good thing.
What's the good thing?
A lot of the battle spells are down for Team Spirit.
Okay, that's not bad.
And what we've seen so far for Hiko is he's wanted those flickers to be able to make those plays, right? So there is a chance here for IG to go in and clear this out. Conceal going to be used. Kelvin's going to go do his own thing, cut that wave if he can. This base turret's going to be worked on up top, though. Base is going to be fully exposed. Half health on this Lord. They're on the defense. They're going to go and try to slice and dice their way through this as Lord is cleared out. Now Team Spirit, what does Kelvin do here? Do they just want to clear out the waves?
Yeah, I don't think they have a real answer to this Lilia just clearing these waves, and not to mention that if they overextend themselves, there's a good chance Diablo will respond in kind. It's going to at least be a Wishing Lantern purchase coming in from Sunset Lover, and I can't think of a way for TS to really like force the end unless IG makes the mistake and accepts the challenge of the fight.
Yeah, this has to be one of those cases where that end angle for Team Spirit is they got to get a pick. Oh, nice Blaze used. Kelvin's going to be fine. He can just Finch Poise on out. But, you know, essentially when you're waiting for this, 90 seconds for that Lord to be up, this is, again, very similar to what we saw in the previous match where you had 80 stacks on the hero. This one's 77, but nonetheless, still deadly.
So dangerous. And I mean, at least for Ignite Gaming, they're playing the tactical approach, right? Just continuously be hidden shadows across the map. Make sure that TS has to react to you. And if they respond, they're the ones wasting time and not the other way around. Okay, Hiko pops that ult. And the flicker as well, leaving Jay all by himself, and now the conceal comes through for the side of Team Spirit, but really no need to fight here, just wait for the Lord in 60 seconds.
Yeah, interesting that he attempted that. I think that was more of maybe a limit test type thing, just see what he could end up happening, but he's not going to have the flicker now for this Lord take.
Oh, I just saw the items, and Jay has been a very naughty boy. He goes for the Genius Wand on top of everything else, and there's only two people that really benefit off of this, which is the Alice alongside with Roy on the Lilia.
He just wants to shred that magic defense, man. Shred it enough where then maybe the Lilia, maybe you have Diablo contributing to those fights, getting them down. Because, again, what is Jay going to essentially do? He's going to find his target, he's going to stick onto them, whether that brings him back to the team or not. But yeah, maybe if he was a little more durable here, a little tankier, it could help them in the long team fights. But right now, they just don't have much of a choice, Gideon, given how the nature of this game is gone. You're down this much gold, which at a certain point, it doesn't matter so much about the gold difference. It's more so how they're executing things. And this Lord is up, so they want to get in position, it looks like, to actually contest this one. But they're going to have to get here fast if they want to. Already half health on the Lord, positioning from Salvo through this. Kelvin's going to join it.
Where is it? Oh, wait. Actually, Sunset Lover loses our Amazon and is forced to recall here. IG take this space, and they might be able to steal this Lord away. Kid Bomba looking to take the space back. Sawo, is there going to be a kick? No, they're going to reset it, but now the front root already catching onto 4 targets. They're looking to turn this around as IG needs to start kiting backwards slowly, and Diablo can he regain composure, but the same Kid Bomba goes down. EXP laners traded.
Battle of the XP laners are falling on both sides. They got wave pushing up top and mid, and this is the advantage right now of having the base turrets down. Team Spirit has an angle here to go ahead and start up this Lord once again, even without Kid Bomba. They know that IG has to deal with the waves, but this is an evolved Lord, so it's going to take a little bit longer for them to secure. And the wave clear from IG is great. but half health now. They're back here for it.
Oh, Kelvin, he's going to try. He's getting spotted out by Hiko, and they completely give this up. They're attacking Sunset Lover, but he immediately has to use the Winter Crown Blade. Tempest is out. He flickers away. All defensive spells have been used, and now Team Spirit understand we've won the game of attrition. We get the Lord now.
What a push and pull for this Lord. And Team Spirit shows that experience, that veterancy that they have in this basically evolved type of dance. You know, for the Lord, it's weird to see, especially when assassins are in play, but that's the nature of things.
This is some Muay Thai, right? We thought it was boxing. No, it's kickboxing. No, it's straight up Muay Thai. They are doing everything they can to hurt their opponents, right? Low leg kicks, hurt the ankles, make sure they can't move around as well, get away the battle spells. And now this could be the final moment.
This Lord, healthy and heavy, pushing on in. They're going to go for it.
They're just going straight for the end game, straight for the base. And you can see that he's not hesitating. He goes for the throat. There you have it. 2-0 in favor of Team Spirit.
A day of sweeps here in our opening day for MSC groups, and man, I'll tell you what, it was great to see all the unique drafts, the way the teams, you know, some of them had their debuts here on the international stage and everything else. We can chalk some of it up as, you know, working on the nerves, international stage, but there's also clearly teams here who have refined what they've shown us previously in previous MSCs and previous internationals. And now it's begging the question of, man, the meta seems almost, I don't want to say completely wide open, but it's definitely different and teams are taking advantage of it.
And I think it's just, you know, only the bold and brave can find a certain level of refinement to it. I mean, let's look at this fight all over again, right? Right from the very beginning, we see the teams play, and I think that Spirit understand exactly what each member respectively needed to do. Like, if Sunset Lover had died 2 or 3 times within the 5-minute to 8-minute mark, I don't think this game would have looked exactly the same.
Yeah, this is, once again, it was a game too where the adjustments for Ignite Gaming was better. You know, I feel like they had a better idea of what they want to do in comparison to game 1. They had a game plan here, they're trying to execute it, but again, with Team Spirit, they had a whole lot to play into, whether that was Zara Egoist or Hiko. Hiko is a main point of focus for a lot of teams that are eventually going to face off against Team Spirit. On this type of performance for Freya or whatever he's able to go ahead and play is something to watch out for if you're up against Team Spirit. And the whole team just has this synergy that works really well. And you said it well, man, it's refinement. I mean, even on this push, you think there would be a bigger attempt at defending, but they weren't able to do it for IG, and Team Spirit knew it, so they went right for it. So, again, congratulations to them. We're going to be throwing it over on stage, though, I believe, to hear for our winning interview with Milosh.
We have the one and only Zara Egoist with us here. Congratulations to him and to Team Spirit. A few questions post-game. Now, how does it feel to finally play at MSC now that you've hit 16 and officially part of competition?
Thank you. I don't have any feel. I don't know. I just play this game. I just enjoy, and that's it.
Okay, well, then about the meta itself, how do you feel it's been developing so far, especially that your Ling in this game was flawless?
Еще раз.
Как вы считаете, сама мета, как она развивалась? Особенно, что ваш персонаж, Линк, был вообще просто великолепен.
I think it's very good meta for me because I like play assassin hero, and yeah.
You looked very comfortable. Look, I have to say it. You have Egoist in your name. You're seen as this big prodigy mechanically also that's coming up. Is this how it is in the team, or are you more laid back, everybody's playing together, focused on one goal?
Еще раз.
Все так видят, что вы так удобно играете, да, вам комфортно. Это ваш общий дух в команде? Вы как вообще ощущаете себя?
Да, это общий дух.
Yes, this is a general team spirit.
General team spirit, it's not Team Zara Egoist, it's the entire squad together?
Yeah, of course.
Very much so. Thank you very much, Zara. Thank you to you and to Team Spirit. Congratulations. Big story for them. Let's send it back to our desk to wrap it all up.
Mega round 2. And he jumped.
Just grass is something that I really look forward to because, especially if the game goes long, somehow the grass just disappears from your mind. I don't know what they call it in science.
It's maybe you just check your phone for the time.
That's right.
To the tower. Ignore everything else. Like I'll show you this deck. Which card is this?
Bro, is this biryani?
Yes, bro.
Now, let's talk about how they're getting this, right? Movements, they're sticking together. Notice, top quadrant, all 5 of them are there.
Next team fight we see. Get to communicate and layer their skills better.
Yeah, I'm noticing that GCG, like the gold lead isn't too far away from the Falcons, right? You can play a little disrespectful, but I've noticed that they don't really invade, do they? They just sit around the river a lot of the time. Thanks for bringing up the items, because I am curious to see how far along the track they are. Chastised Pauldron already purchased by May, and now that the rest of the Falcons are looking to get this tier 2 side, we're just a little bit of gold off before Super Marco is actually able to complete the Trinity. DHS and he's done.
Yeah, I think the only time we really got to see them invade was when May was on the Hilda, and it was just May as the Hilda. Like, there wasn't really help that came from the other members as much, and that's naturally what you expect. But this time, on the Grok and Eve, it seems to be a bit different in terms of their gameplay, or maybe Falcons too are just overwhelmingly good in controlling the map.
Maybe, but I think the Falcons need to recognize that, hey, GZG are really good at chasing you down, so they cannot take that initial impact. If it's too much damage and they back away, it's just as good as a wipeout. So I think that Falcons are
Losing the Blazing get some kills, but that's just them pushing GZG out as they focus on the objective.
play on that. What's the try? Can't slashy. That looked cool.
Look at the replay.
Into the it out as easy as you think it can.
But at least
but still, it's pretty good. Was right, it happens at times, but for the time being, we can see that like they've got good damage here. I am through. Although the build is a little more defensive, not looking to take full advantage of the kit in multiple different ways, I think getting a War Axe might actually be profitable for him. He's been playing a really good peel. He saved the life of Seeing, and I think they got it. Oh!
With the Valentina, I'm already thinking no matter what Rehan should, not Rehan.
And this is the thing, Vitality just choose an answer to this tempo that's been set by Vitality.
Yep, wherever Eman is, that lane is just so active. You saw him a couple moments ago down bottom, and now it's already the tier 1 going down. And you see him up top, and now even that goes down. And Rihancha could barely survive this. Ian goes in though.
Goes in, comes Blades, but you want to get out of there. Shogun's right here. He's charged up, goes in with 1-2 punch, and will take out Asuna under it. But can Kimmy get a kill? Convert it over? No, he can't. So it's again just true Rippers scrambling, looking for anything across the map. They're going to lose a tier 1 turret. This turtle, 3 for 3, should go over to Vitality unless they just wait it out for that Lord to come through.
Yeah, and they could no longer anticipate the angles from which Vitality are actually coming from. Shogun isn't worried, so when you're going count and
Shogun to go use the Retribution to burn the flicker, and he's able to escape. Even with the conceal, here comes the rest of Vitality, though, to counter punch. There's the lockdown from Nile, their own version of Tempest of Blades, but from Moreno, and fighting under the turret with Emon, blazing to it, shooting everywhere he wants to, and now Rehancha as well. They'll clean up. Rehancha can't do anything but just watch the team get decimated under these turrets. He can't escape, trying to get away with the gleam, and just barely will survive.
And that's the damage from the Blazing Duet that we've been talking about. So much has been forced out of True Rippers in just that single fight without even the Lord by their side. Now they pop the Holy Shields down bot, and the Lord will get a much easier access to their base turrets. True Rippers, they're falling behind significantly. That 5k gold lead we've been talking about earlier has now doubled the amount, and Finn goes in once again.
Devastating here on the defense. Kimmy gone in an instant, as well as their turret. Lord is still up here. Conceal going to be used. Finn off the off angle. Emon's going to jump in with the Blazing Duet, firing off on Garcia and Rehancha. Gleam there, trying to escape. Thrown a Ruin used as well. And now here comes the Tempest of Blades. Can they turn it around? A kill's picked up, but Emon will just fire on the base as Vitality will take game 1.
The Lord has not.
Gone case, boy.
Tuna at least holding on to that flicker. Nice little stun with the projectile. has that damage on Finn too, but will be okay. This is one thing I have to say though too. Yeah, Belric and the XP, he's running the Revitalize, and so just as the panel mentioned, you know, over in the studio, they said they like to fight. Indonesia loves to fight, and now they can extend them even further. An arrow's gonna land, you're thrown in the air, you have nowhere to go. First blood in the hands of the Maestro.
Yep, the Balearic in DXP lane, I think we are yet to see a successful game from, but the Selena has been very 50-50. We all know for a fact that it has been. In this scenario though, it's been one of the more successful Selena games as she gets 2 consecutive kills in a row.
Brigida, they said it. You know, this is an ego pick. The fact that Selena was brought up that
these abyssal arrows, that it's really becoming a statement right here. The ego pick is working wonders for them, if ever it is, because the rotations have been completely disrupted for True Rippers. You don't even see them confidently take control nor show up in the river. Just look at how Shogun is holding down all these bushes and making sure that they keep every single member of True Rippers in check.
Let's see what happens here again. Playing on this map too, dangerous grass, extra bushes to work with. You're gonna force out the rest of the members of True Rippers here for this fight. Mountain Shock are gonna be used too. They're gonna come in for lockdown, and SOD already thrown out. Good kill on Nile. This is what True Rippers need to be able to go ahead and secure themselves an objective. They have all the room to work with right now as EANS will secure the turtle. Fight's gonna break out. There's the gush, and True Rippers, they've awoken in game 2.
One of the tankiest members extending that fight actually leads the team this year. Some of their from for True Rippers.
Yeah, that way is their tanky front line. Vision used. There's a whole wombo combo for Finn. Another kill picked up here for True Rippers.
True Rippers are starting to be a lot more active than you expected them to be. A really great round. I think it's really big, but Rehansha too. The way that he's been moving around, I think it's really big help.
And SOD, again, Suno with a pickup kill. Next one, looking for more in the mid lane. Arrow thrown out. Finn joining the fight. Has a flicker, but doesn't want to risk it, so they just disengage for now. Vitality now in this position where they're second guessing some of these engages against True Rippers, and that's exactly where they want to find themselves currently, because the Gord has really picked up in the meta. You get a couple kills going on him. That Mystic Gush is a great zoning tool. But it's also obviously a big damage tool, and that's something they have to watch out for, because not only are you working around abyssal arrows for vitality, the potential for a pickoff with a kick from the Cho, but even True Rippers, this composition has its strengths, and one of them is that amount of synergy that comes with the ultimates plus that gush.
Which is really interesting, because it seems like True Rippers are the ones who are going for the more brawly plays and team fights from this point onwards, but they're setting up for this objective. Shogun finally going to be part of this team fight. We haven't seen the Belleric just yet. Oh, but Finn misses that flicker.
Yep, not the setup they were looking for. Down into the Rapid Dryad to be able to pick up one. Shogun gone. Emon under the Zaman Force. They're still going to be firing off, and if Finn falls again here too. True Rippers fighting Vitality, and Emon trying to get away, but will not be able to escape Ransha. True Rippers, they found their footing.
If you want to fight brawls, if you want to go all out on team fights, then True Rippers are doing exactly just that. They're playing around Ians, they're playing around Asuna. And even if you wanted, or we wanted to point out the fact that maybe this wouldn't be, hold on, Ians.
Ians is going to be able to survive just 1 HP.
Yeah. He cannot go down like that. Just as True Rippers were already getting the advantage. But going back, this seems to be a very straightforward approach for True Rippers, but it's working out for them really, really well. I guess we're starting to feel the demands of hope.
Oh, he's going to go for the kill too. Went in for the kick. Ian's able to get enough health back. And Finn is the one to get punished. A misstep there from Finn.
Yep, so maybe we are starting to feel the demands of how skill shot based or how mechanically dependent these compositions are for the team Vitality. You really have to layer them out really well. It has to follow a certain sequence, whereas True Rippers can just be in your face. They could just create space, and they could just allow their damage dealer to do their thing. Team Vitality seems to be a bit more precise in terms of the teamfight approach.
Ooh, Emon. He tries to get away, pop the Purify too. An engagement in the mid lane. Zaman Force already dropped down. There's the Gush on Finn trying to escape. An SOD thrown out as well. The Revitalize though helps the fight as they fight back, but Shogun goes down. A arrow thrown out, and now Finn looking for more. They re-engage once more. Nile not able to capitalize on a kill unless he can go back into this fight. He looks for the moment. He goes in under the turret, able to pick up a double kill for Nile. Looking for potentially more. And again, he has the Sky Piercer, so that's 2 stacks.
And they've somewhat turned things around here for Team Vitality, at least for now. They're already able to lessen the lead, but Nile is still being chased by Rehansha here. Okay, we'll get the objective, but Rehansha.
Can he escape? Yep. He's going to be fine again. This Uranus, very strong, and he's had a solid game so far. Again, 3-0-4. He is the bulwark for the team currently, but Vitality shows some fight in them. You know, off of that exchange in the mid lane, plus an objective, they slowly make a baby step in the right direction, but still, True Rippers up amidst it all. Nice little Rapid Triad there, used up. Garcia will be able to survive, though. Good thing for some backup. Up on the other side of the map, they're going to be going and once again on Ian's. He falls. Top turret. Kimmy could be next.
Okay.
He gets taunted with Shogun. He tries to get away. Probably conceal, but Emon won't let it happen as he takes down Kimmy.
So much happening all over the map. I might want to take a look at the items right now. I am really eager to see what builds have they been picking up, especially for Cho and Balearic, and it seems like they're just going for tank.
Yeah.
But despite that, you could really feel how much pressure they're actually able to put onto the opponents, how much they're able to actually maybe get out of True Rippers, but I would want to see more, especially from Finn. Maybe a more accurate way of the dragon and targeting from Team Vitality, and that, even if it wasn't a kick, was a really good one.
Would you call that accurate? I mean, he got the flicker out, right?
He somehow got the flicker out, and I think that's his win for Team Vitality.
That's one of those things, though, with a Cho, you know, across them, you don't know sometimes if they're going to full commit to it or not. Sometimes you're like, hey, it's better a flicker than a death, you know? So that is burned from Asuna, but still, nonetheless, still alive and still in charge, at least for now. Barely for True Rippers. Again, they got a turret up ahead of Vitality, plus a little bit of a gold to work with. But this Lord coming up in 10 seconds will tell us a whole lot of where this game is going.
And by the way, it has always been here in mid. Majority of the action has been here in mid. I feel like Team Vitality, for one, because of how frequent the fights have been happening in mid, Vitality have somewhat taken advantage of that. They've been doing things on other parts of the map, which has really lessened the lead, but Kimmy...
There's a kick right on the mark. They're going to take out Kimmy after the Fatal Links is used, but he's gone. SOD thrown out, now in the disengage for Vitality, so they're going to take an advantage of it. True Rippers will take down the tier 1 in mid, even down a member. Now they're going to potentially get set up around this Lord pit here.
Okay, so True Rippers, despite what we were pointing out, just really wanted that tier 1 in mid perhaps, but Finn, does he find another one?
Oh, Finn wants to go. G-Kundo, Salmon Force drop down. They're going to force the fight once again in the mid as Ians is taken out. And now next, the taunt comes through as Rehansha falls. And now with multiple down for True Rippers, Lord for the taking here for Team Vitality.
It was just sheer damage, sheer aggression from Team Vitality to equalize this scenario in this game. Shogun might just get caught here with the Fatal Link though, but the damage is not enough.
The damage is not enough. The Revitalize is all you need. Kimmy trying to get away, but an missile arrow will land, and it's a double for Niall again. Stacks on stacks for this Horara.
And they will take that tier 1 away from True Rippers just the same. Now the lead, which was in the hands of True Rippers for the longest time, is now over to Vitality, and they also have a Lord. It's been 10 minutes of somewhat team fights happening in mid, skirmishes and scrambles happening here and there, but now it's Vitality who somewhat still have the better grasp of the macro and are now pushing True Rippers to defend for now.
It seems so quick for the momentum to shift over in favor of Team Vitality. Off of a lot of forced fights or, you know, these skirmishes happening in the mid lane. You can see the stacks here too for Niall. He's got that 44 on the Sky Piercer, and that's deadly to deal with because the way that we've seen the Hirara played is just kind of in and out. You're utilizing the iframes that you have. You have that good amount of damage. You can kind of weave in and out of fights, and now that you have multiple stacks in this way, you're a big threat to the rest of True Rippers.
Yeah, at least for True Rippers, they have decent wave clear. They were also able to at least take control of that top lane so they don't feel as much pressure in terms of the synced up waves crashing. But there goes a Mountain Shocker. They have an idea of where Team Vitality currently are, but they're not going to focus on a fight just yet. But there are flickers in Team Vitality's hands, so they might have to watch out for that.
Again, a play could be made here by Finn. A BOD was just picked up by Niall as well. Finn, right there in the mid. Not sure if he's going to commit to it. Doesn't just yet. Again, Kimmy waiting for that flicker to be available so that he could potentially set something up. I'd love to see this, all this time that Garcia has had to go ahead and farm up on the Moskov, to go ahead and turn the tide with a great SOD or, some initiation from the fight from True Rippers, because they've got that potential. They just got to go ahead and get the upper hand. Let's take a quick look at the items here.
Yep. They already have the damage. That's the Trinity already built in here for Garcia, and he also has just locked in the Rose Gold Meteor. So even if Lee, let's say, unfortunately gets to take that Abyssal Arrow, he could probably survive an additional hit or two. But that's the thing. True Rippers, I like how they're being very careful about this. They didn't want to force a fight, especially without a Garcia in range for the Wrath of Dryad.
Wrath of Dryad used. Kimmy can't get away, and there's the setup they were looking for, right on target. As Asuna is gone, 2 down for True Rippers. And it was these arrows, once again, from Moreno that just brought Kimmy low enough for them to collapse down. Just like they'll collapse on the tier 2 turret. There's a push up top from Garcia. But the base turret and mid's going to be worked on here. The minions will be cleared out. Lord is coming up. Team Vitality will make their way.
They're pretty much left with no choice. I like how they're at least getting trades, though. This is different from game number 1. Garcia goes back in, though.
And Garcia joins after that, throwing that SOT.
Yeah.
True Rippers will be able to go ahead and hold up on this front side. It looks like they want to go ahead and at least stall out Team Vitality. The rest of the team is up here. Could they potentially take this Lord? They got to dance around these Abyssal Arrows. Niall joined the fight now too. They're going to be going, looking for a potential fight already for the Lord. Everything already thrown out. Moreno's gone. Lord secured though by Niall. The fight's still breaking out. Finn finally goes down. True Rippers trying to win the fight here. They might have lost the Lord, but they could take more with them. They're going to go for Shogun. They get the stun. It's a double for Garcia.
And that's when Finn couldn't even land. The stuns wasn't even able to just kick Ian's out of the way to secure the objective. Let's take a look at that replay, because I feel like there was a clear attempt, at least from Finn, to just deny the retribution from Ian's here. He was just trying to chase after him, and he did not successfully do so. But the knockups, the damage, the splash damage that just came from that team fight, which was a really messy team fight at that, it helped so much in terms of how Vitality were able to just win the objective, and that is what really matters at this point. At least they're not able to hand over the complete advantage to True Rippers, but nonetheless, True Rippers were actually able to somewhat balance out that fight. It's not a huge loss despite them not getting the objective.
It was really good usage of the tools they had at hand. True Rippers, I mean, Eons as well, being able to avoid what Finn was trying to do. You know, those little micro decisions around the Lord, staying alive, being able to get being able to stay alive, even if they lost the Lord, it's still potentially to turn it around, because the key members stayed alive here. Garcia being one of them. And it's so important, again, his spacing, his positioning on the Moskov. He's done a phenomenal job not dying, utilizing his Purify when he needs to.
Yeah.
But now you got to be the guy to also turn these fights in your favor. And there's a whole lot they can do off the Fatal Links. The Conceal's going to be used, scouting out a potential target. They won't find it just yet, though.
Yeah, and even the entries through the SOD, I think, have been really great for Garcia. It's not like he just goes in and puts himself in a very dangerous position. It's more calculated timing that you're actually seeing from him. Let's take a look at the gold distribution so far, and even in terms of scaling, I think he's been doing great, matching Eman in the gold lane. And the last time we checked, he was actually ahead in terms of gold, so it's really great. But that's a Purify.
Yep, Purify used. They're going to go for the re-engage here. They're going to disengage for now. An arrow is going to be able to land. They're going to force it anyway. A Fatal Links into the Mystic Gush. Moreno off the off angle. Going to be looking for more. Immortality going to be popped from Kimmy. A projectile thrown out, but it's a double for Nile. They're able to go ahead and pick up two, expending a lot of battle spells. And SOD just thrown out. Not going to connect though.
Oh, the iframes. The iframes. Ian's going to find the kill.
Finn on the hunt, he goes in with a flicker. There's the kick they're looking for, right into the hands of Nile. Another kill picked up. Team Vitality, what more can they take at this point?
3 members taken down, and they also took that orange buff. To answer your question, they're just really focusing now on resources because we're about to see a Lord spawning in 6 seconds. But let's take a look. That was a clear counter engage. They had all the reasons to do this simply because they already had information. Ian's was all alone. They could go for the chase, and Hirara is just one of the best heroes to rely on in terms of that and outputting the necessary damage. They're waiting for this. Are we actually going to wait for an entire minute though? Because the Evolved Lord will take an entire minute. It seems like...
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh. Okay. Lord secured. Now at this point again, it's Breeder in that situation, right? Backs against the wall. So I don't want to count them out though.
Yep.
Even with that, that Lord secured, Team Vitality will have to kind of take their time going into this fight because of the nature of the composition. A lot of times, like you said, they're playing around the arrows. They're sort of also waiting to see what Kimmy decides to do with that Fatal Links, because they have to avoid that combo, that Wombo combo we've been seeing so much of. Fatal Links, Mystic Gush, and keeping tabs on Garcia. So with this Lord approaching the base, let's see how True Rippers want to defend against it.
Yeah, it's already full item builds for both gold laners, for all damage dealers. I think Nile's just locking in his last, and he decides to switch it up and pick up a Winter Crown to complete his build, so there could be more creative angles from this point onwards.
Comes the Lord, charging in to the mid turret. Fatal Links was already used too. They'll force it anyways, utilizing the iframes. Whoa! The damage from True Rippers. They're gonna chase down Nile. He's got an immortality, but he's trying to get away. Good use of the conceal, but an SOD from Garcia will come through, and they still escape, only losing Iman in that fight. It's one base turret down, that mid one barely alive. They should be able to clear it out, even with that charged up minion. But wow, we have to take a look at the replay.
That could have been the play of the game if only Garcia was able to find the kills. But looking at the replay right now, you have to respect the wave clear. You have to respect the damage that Garcia and Asuna are actually able to output at this point in time. The way that Vitality have actually somewhat lined up in that particular sequence really favored the damage dealers here from the side of True Rippers, and now they've completely turned things around. They're the ones who are approaching the base.
Oh, they go in. Fatal Links used. Mystic Gush already expended. Emon back for the fight. Kimmy's gone, and now they're going to get chased down in the mid lane. An arrow's going to land on Asuna. They're going to follow through as Asuna falls, but Garcia is unleashing once again. Comes through clutch for True Rippers to send Vitality back to the base.
The double marksman setup is still here. Moreno, does he want to take that on?
No, Moreno, what are you doing? He went for it, and he gets punished anyway.
That was too late, game marksman. You were potentially going to go up against with the Abyssal Arrow nor the trap not landing. It was a very difficult spot for Moreno at that point. But this was the engage that changed everything. It was that Fatal Links combo, making sure that they found the targets, but I think this was also a sequence of miscalculations from Team Vitality as well. Finn once again did not really land that flicker. At the same time, the entries from Moreno and Nile weren't really in accordance to what they wanted to do, and now we see Ian's falling just before the Lord.
Yep. That's a solo kill right there. That's unfortunate timing as the Lord is up. This was the replay, so Nile knew where to go, and he can win that fight. You, as the hero, especially with the stacks, you can win that fight. Now this Lord, an Evolved, mind you, will go over to Team Vitality because the jungler is not available for True Rippers.
So much has been happening here, but it's Team Vitality still being able to take this Lord freely from the hands of True Rippers. So they're just waiting, and they wanted to spawn at a certain moment in time here in this game. As they take away all the remaining buffs from True Rippers, Lians will take some time to get back in this game, but you're looking at an 80 stacks Sky Piercer. You just cannot allow yourself to get too low on HP at this point.
Yep, that's big stacks right there for Niall, and this is what, was starting to happen throughout the course of the game, and that's why he's such a threat, because not only do you do that much damage, even on these tankier heroes like this, look at what's going on for Kimmy already. Immortality going to be popped. They're going to force the fight anyway. A Mystic Gush will come down. Shogun's going to be the trade to the 1-for-1. Re-engage, trying to fight this out. So great choice for True Rippers. Now they have to defend, though. They have to be able to go ahead and defend this beefed up Lord. These waves all pushing in on all fronts.
Yeah.
Only 4 members left alive.
But at least True Rippers took down their main front line. At least Shogun's gone, but now...
Once again, Winter Crown going to be used. Can't withstand it. There's the kick. They're coming in to clean up. Lord's still up. They're going to work on the base here. All they have to do is lock it down. Team Vitality will take a little bit of their time, but they'll win the series in a sweep.
It took them a while, but Team Vitality still are able to end the series 2-0. There were attempts here and there. You saw how they wanted to definitely fight back. It was highlight after highlight that you got to see, especially from Garcia, especially from Asuna, and occasionally from Ian's too, but it was just too tough of a task when they had to go in against the team fights, against the micro mechanics of Team Vitality when it mattered the most.
Sure.
And now they will have to go down to the lower bracket. But you know what's next for Team Vitality? They have another intense matchup awaiting in the upper bracket. We take a look at the highlights real quick before we throw it on stage.
Yeah.
But it was definitely a much better one for True Rippers.
This, I feel like, again, we saw a bit more of what True Rippers are capable of. Again, this first match on the international stage here for them is a tough one, but this looked a lot more promising than what we saw in game 1 against a team, like Team Vitality, who has gone through so much through the past year and everything else. And, there's definitely maybe some nerves at play here for True Rippers that they just kind of have to shake off, because the idea, the concept is there. It's just, again, some mistakes really build up, and eventually those mistakes might cost you an entire game or a series.
And that's on top of the fact that they had a really scaling lineup.
Yeah.
The damage that you had to await for a Yi Sun-shin and a Moskov definitely took their time. But Asuna, Rehansha, they were pretty much able to hold it out long enough for them to become a real threat against Team Vitality. Like there were moments like this where you weren't really sure if Team Vitality still could have just closed it out, because even approaching the base, even the Lord Sieges haven't been as clean. They had to deal with massive amounts of wave clear, but the moment they were able to take out at least one, everything else followed. And now we get to hear from our winners. So let's throw it over to the stage and talk to Emma.
Thank you very much, my friends. Eman and Team Vitality victorious. What a huge performance for you and the team. But first, we got to talk about it. Game 1, super fast. Game 2, the comeback over the comeback and the comeback. Can you talk to me about how the game has flowed so far?
In game 1, we just to connect to each other and trust each other and believe in ourselves. Yeah.
And game 2, it almost slipped away.
Yeah, in game 2, we just need to know our win con in game 2 so we can get a comeback. Just like that.
Well, look, MSC 2022, you ended up winning it all. How important is it for you to be back on this main stage, especially now with Vitality in front of the hometown crew, with more and more audience coming as the event proceeds?
I'm so grateful, because here in Paris, Vitality is hometown, and just a little bit pressure, because Vitality is a strong contender also in all games. Yeah.
Very much so, not just here in MLBB, but also, already we saw it in MWI, but thank you very much. Next up, you're playing against Falcons PH. It's a tough game. Anything you'd like to say to them for that game?
Just good luck and have fun. We give each other our best for tomorrow,
Very much so. Thank you very much then, Eamon. That's it. Team Vitality victorious in their game. What a matchup for them. Very stressful in some ways, but still, we'll leave it to our desk to break it down.
Thank you, Milos. Team Vitality get the win 2-0, but it was anything but a similar matchup. After Game 1's sub-10-minute win, Vitality had to go the distance, almost a 20-minute back-and-forth game with tons of threats that True Rippers were able to provide. It was Vitality who would eventually find their way, but it was a great effort from True Rippers in Game 2. I think something they'll be able to hang their hats high on as they get ready for their game against GZG, the losers of that previous matchup from Team Falcons PH. Welcome back to the desk. I'm Rainday. I'm joined by Renmar and Trex here to break down the action. In Game 2, that was, I think, and I don't want to put words in your mouth, but I think a much better performance from True Rippers.
Hell yeah, it was a much better performance. I loved what I saw from True Rippers. And I think that was a game that Vitality and True Rippers needed to have this early on. For True Rippers, something they could really latch onto as a confidence check for them. It's like, hey guys, champions of Indonesia, we did this. Meanwhile, for Team Vitality, it's that sense of like, hey guys, we're the champions of Indonesia. We need to work on this. I know they're a great team, but I know they're also looking at that and knowing Coach Panda, he's going to be getting the boys through the ringer of this is what we need to work on. And it's better that comes out early in the tournament.
Yeah, you could definitely tell there were some sweat drops from the side of Vitality for sure. Yeah. Team Rippers, I mean, a completely different game, a completely different play style. They seemed very able and capable. There were some plays there that weren't just micro. There were some plays there that weren't just macro. I mean, they brought the full package that game. Still fell a little short, still made some mistakes, still maybe overextended at time or lost the point, but still, I think in that lower bracket, they could be a dominating force for sure if they can bring what we saw in that game.
I mean, certainly, I think they put up a much better overall game in that game, too, than we had seen, and comparing, let's say, the people who did not win, the GZG versus Team Falcons, who they'll face GZG, they had a lot of identity in this game.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that is maybe a direction they would want to heading into their next matchup.
Yeah, I thought that because of the performance you saw from game number 1, going for this kind of lineup, double carries would have been way too greedy for them, but they made it work. Apparently, greed is good for them when it comes to their lineups. As long as you allow the Professor Kimmy to be able to get the vision, Asuna being able to tandem with Kimmy really well, which was a main point we were making earlier, that as long as their tandem is together, then the rest of the map feels great for True Rippers, and it did.
And then even Garcia towards the end of that game was just on fire. Man. One of the best Moskov performances I've seen in a while.
Yeah.
And it seemed like every player had a moment. Even the Uranus for Hansa from early to mid was just unkillable for a time. Yeah. So now if they can all just be stars at the same exact time, instead of everyone having their own moment throughout the game, I think they can start putting some wins under their belt.
For sure.
So I'm excited to see how they play for the rest of these days to come.
How did this game evolve the tournament's meta so far? We've seen the Assassin approached as a high priority pick.
Yeah.
And we've seen similar first and second picks, including the Atlas being heavily prioritized for both first picks on both teams. But Rimar, in your eyes, did we learn something here after seeing these two matchups that we'll take to the rest of the tournament?
I learned I have a new wish for this tournament, wherein something that we usually see at the start is they're willing to be more creative and kind of experimental. Hopefully that isn't just a group stage thing. I hope this continues all the way until knockouts, all the way up until the grand finals, where you see teams taking these risks. Was it risky and egotistic for them to lock in the Selena for Vitality early on? Yes, but it was a big impact for the team. Moreno was a monster on that Selena. But then True Rippers answered with a Uranus, with which you told me the streets have some info about.
I mean, yeah, Uranus is supposed to be a very good comfort pick for Rahansa there. And that also leads to what you were saying in a sense of, we're in a meta right now where comfort can sometimes be okay. There is not a set 10 heroes that everyone has to play. Even the YSS we kind of questioned, it did amazing. If you're able to pull it off, everything has a counter, right? Everything seems to kind of, you can go tit for tat. You can get a little outside of the box and still pull off wins. We saw it with the Selena there. I mean, overall, I think the meta's in a very good place right now, a place that we haven't seen it in a long time, if not ever.
seeing some more uniqueness on some of the hero picks as well, and seeing some uniqueness now in terms of these new matchups that will force maybe even more decisions from our players to expand their hero pool. As we look at our bracket for this tournament, it's Group A today. Group B will have their matches tomorrow, but as I've said prior, we have Group A and Group B doing their own upper bracket and lower bracket runs. So we'll see elimination matches now coming up for the 3 and soon to be 4 teams that will have lost these initial matchups. We'll then see qualification matches for Team Vitality and Team Falcons. Something special with our audience watching MSC.
Nah, they know. They show on much. They're great.
You mentioned and take it all.
I'm gonna see the world over there. That can happen.
Tomorrow, the conversation continues, and we'll show you what to expect as you tune in. It's Group B's opening day, which means that we get to see who Mirko was really excited to talk about. And just from a top-down point of view, Renmar, many thoughts that we had with our first panel indicated that we could see a winner of this entire tournament from this group.
Yep. All champions save for one, and it's weird to say that it's Onyx who's the only one here in this bracket that's not a champion in the region that they came from. Who would have thought in the year 2026 we would be saying that about MSC in a specific group? This draw was crazy.
Yeah, this is a group. We talk about
this elimination match. So Renmar.
So as of now, everyone got direct sweep. So Team Vitality, I guess Team Falcons will advance first. Team Vitality will face Team Falcons Mena, because they will win against Ignite. And Team Vamos, I hope Team Spirit wins. Let's see how it goes. Vamos should be able to play with True Reapers. Let's see that match. Waiting for it. Okay, boys.
Look at the stakes. I mean, these teams already had a lot on the line. You mentioned the True Rippers Guangzhou Gaming matchup. Also, Team Falcons Meta and now versus Ignite Gaming. We get a clearer picture on the stakes for those matches. 2 of those teams are going home.
Yeah, True Rippers and Guangzhou, we talked about how heartbreaking that would be, of course, for Team Falcons Meta and Ignite Gaming, 2 regions who has been here